Hey, everybody out there in the internet, welcome to episode 100 of Sis and Big Pops Culture. For 100.5 episodes, we've been doing this. As always, I am Todd Turner, Big Pops, also known as Mosaic Fan Art. And for the last 100 episodes, I wouldn't say sidekick, cohort in crime.
Hi, sweet friends. That's me. I'm Sis, aka Hannah Jo, and together we are an adult father and daughter duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
Family friendly. 4 years?
4 years.
We start 4 years ago.
4 years. I need you to know that I watched our first episode today. I didn't watch it. I listened to it.
It was pretty good.
That's what I said. I would listen to our first episode and I was like, we didn't do half bad.
No, you can tell we feel a lot more loosey-goosey and more...
We were very regimented.
Very regimented and strict, yes. But so thank you for those of you who've joined us and have been with us on this trek for the last 4 years. We've got our first happy 100th from my friend Ron Elkins. So if you guys don't know, you can follow along on us on Facebook. We record this live on the Book of Faces Tuesday at around 7:45 Eastern Standard, 6:45 Central.
Indeed.
And this is what we do. Hannah, tell everybody what we do here.
Friends, well, we're grateful that you were here today. And as per the usual, we're going to start with some nerd news. We're going to chat about what we've been binging. Pops is going to share his pull list. And we're going to do some reminiscing today, as well as chatting about our favorite fandoms.
That's right. So a little bit different today. We didn't review a comic or a movie, but
It's okay.
I was hoping to get somebody on that was super famous, and we would have read that or watched that. But you know,
No big deal.
Those HBO execs did not return the calls.
The 6 HBO execs just could not be bothered. They
Actually,
have
the
too
dude I
much going
contacted
on.
does work with HBO because he's with DC Comics. So I thought that would have been hilarious, but it didn't work out. Anyway,
HBO execs hysterical. For those of you who don't know, that is an OG joke.
Yeah,
I need you to
ongoing.
know our first episode was in 2020. I was 25. I'm now a married lady.
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened in these past 4 years. I've
gained and lost the same 30 pounds 17 times.
Mood. Absolute mood, Dad. The thing that I thought was just so funny is we read the WandaVision comic book.
Yes.
And talked about like Agatha Harkness and all of this stuff.
And the kids.
And the kids in our first episode. And now Agatha All Along is a TV show.
Isn't that crazy?
I was just like, our dad and I, like, are we magic?
We are magic.
I think so.
It's funny. Yeah, I was listening to it going, oh, that's so weird.
That's wild.
Okay, follow us, folks, because we've got the news.
Lady. We know things.
Lady. That would be hilarious. If the cow lady ever showed up on Agatha All Along, that'd be funny.
What if she did? The cow lady.
Yeah, with the cow head.
Their mom. Their mom, the cow woman.
That's funny. All right, so let's just jump into nerd news to us. This is the part of the podcast that makes us a timely podcast, even though we don't post everything timely.
I'm doing okay.
Okay, so I think we've only got up to 96.
No, I uploaded all up to 99 yesterday.
Oh, well, now I got some videos to put on, don't I?
I did that yesterday. You cause in honor of my 111th birth. That's what we'll do on our 111th episode.
Oh, snap. It's going to be straight up.
It's just going to be Lord of the Rings.
Up Lord of the Rings, which, by the way, on our first episode, Ian Holm had passed. And we talked about him because he was Bilbo.
Did Bilbo.
Bilbo,
Aw.
the 111th.
Baggins.
That's, oh, yeah, there you go.
111th
11 from now.
birthday.
Okay, Hannah, you got some news? Because I do have some.
I have some too.
Well,
Okay,
go
my
ahead, hit
big
me.
piece of news is, so we were chatting last time that we talked about how Supergirl has been cast.
Okay. Tell me.
You also have this news.
Yes, because it's important to us. Because Hannah and I
is.
love the Supergirl comic book. It was so good.
Love the Supergirl comic book. And we were chatting last week, 2 weeks
That
ago, that the main character is not Supergirl in that comic book.
No, it's Ruthye,
Is Ruthye. The main character is Ruthye.
the young girl.
And Eve Ridley has
Did you know who this was?
I did some Googling. She is in...
Ditto. I did IMDb her.
She's in The Three Body Problem, which is really hot on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I watched that. Couldn't remember her being in there. I have a feeling she was on the boat where all the families were that they all got killed on. That was my guess.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh, dang. So, yeah, I'm not familiar. She also voices a character on Peppa Pig.
Okay, love. She's young.
Yeah. So her body of work is not big.
The character is supposed to be young.
Right. She's like
she's what?
8 to 10?
16? Oh, Ruthye?
Would you say I wouldn't say she was 16.
I wouldn't say that she's 10. At 14, maybe?
Okay. All right. Well, this girl looks way younger than that.
Well, I think that they will. There's a photo that I saw of both of them next to each other, like of Ruthye, of her next to Ruthye, Eve Ridley next to Ruthye, and I think that it's going to be really good. Look.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really, really good.
Hannah just showed me a picture of the character.
I'm so excited about it.
And Eve. So, yeah, I hope so.
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And I read, did you read the person's explanation about how this isn't your average Supergirl? And
No,
about
I didn't read it.
Eve being cast. I was just like, oh no, is it going to be bad? Is it going to be bad? I hope it's not bad.
I hope it's true to the story because it's a great story. It's serious. There's a lot of heartbreak in it, but the story is good.
In this film, we see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time of an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock chip off Krypton and watched everyone around her die in the first 14 years of her life.
Do you remember? Did you start watching that Supergirl movie when I finally told you we're not watching this movie?
No.
Okay, I started watching it and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." So I turned it off. But anyway, yeah. No,
Supergirl has had some epic adventures over the years, and now she finds her life without meaning or purpose. Here she is, a young woman who saw her planet destroyed.
That is not what happened.
That's not at all what happened.
She went to this planet on her 21st birthday so she could get a little bit tipsy.
Yeah.
Because she knew she couldn't, the effect of the red sun on Earth. Yeah, that's not what happened.
People only see her through the lens of Superman's fame. Just when Supergirl thinks she's had enough, everything changes. An alien girl seeks her out for a vicious mission. Her world has been destroyed, and the bad guys responsible are still out there. And if Supergirl doesn't help her, she'll do it herself, whatever the cost. Okay, now a Kryptonian, a dog, and an angry, heartbroken child head out into space on a journey that will shake them to their very core. Crypto's going to be in it. So
we already know that Crypto's got to be in it.
If they don't get this story right, Dad.
They will. They'll do it. It'll be all right.
They better not do me dirty because I care a lot about this.
If you guys haven't read this, you should go to your library, use your hoopla, read the comic.
Read it.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The art is beautiful. The art is beautiful too. Mm-hmm. So anyway, all right.
Okay, I'm so glad that we had that piece of news together.
Okay, so this is a piece of news. I didn't know if you knew about this, but when we were in Italy, your mom and I.
Okay.
We went to Cinque Terre, and then we went to Pizza. And then anyway, we drove past all these places, and our driver said, because he knew I did the comic book art, he said, this right here is where the largest comic convention happens, like in this little town. It's humongous. He said, so I looked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, they have a lot of cool people come in. And he says, it's like impossible to get in and out of the city, period, because there's so many people. Well, the Vatican had a presence at a comic convention for the first time ever.
At this comic convention?
At this comic convention called Lucca Comics and Games. Lucca. And the reason they did that, the bishop who's in charge of, if some people, if you don't know, next year, 2025, is the Catholic year of Jubilee.
Really?
Yes. So
Fun.
they're going to be opening a door that's been closed to the Vatican for 25 years. It's closed with concrete. The Pope on Christmas Eve takes a hammer, breaks it. And then they said 60,000 people a day will go through that door.
I want to go through that door.
So
maybe this will be how I get Trevin to take me to Italy.
So what the Archbishop did, the Archbishop is in charge of the year of Jubilee.
Yeah, that's so cool.
They have created their own official mascot.
For the year of Jubilee?
Her name is Luce, Luce, which stands for light. Look it up right now on your Google.
Is she cute?
Luce, which stands for light. And it represents she's going to be representing the Catholic pilgrimage to to Rome, to the Vatican.
She's so cute.
She's just
a little chibi.
Like a little chibi. And she has her rosary on and her walking stick and her boots and her little hood and everything. So they introduced this character at this comic convention. Isn't that the coolest?
This is the cutest thing in the entire world.
I know. It's so great. And it's such a good idea for them to do that. So
she's so cute. I wonder. Yeah, she's wearing her rosary. She's got her little walking stick. She's her rubber boots are
It's the first comic convention the Vatican has ever had a presence at. So there you go.
And clad in a yellow raincoat, mud-stained boots, and a pilgrim's cross, Luce's mission is to guide young pilgrims towards hope and faith with her trusty dog.
It's going to be really cool.
Her side. Shells in her eyes, recalling the scallop shell from Camino de Santiago, an emblem of the pilgrimage journey.
There you go.
That's so cute.
Well, that was really cool. How about that? Rock on, Catholic Church.
Rock on, Catholic Church. That is so stinking cutie. Oh, this is what I'm about to say is so lame compared to that.
Oh, no, nothing's lame.
Do you remember?
Lame. Sorry.
Do you remember that we watched and reviewed The Family Plan?
I have this as my news. I'm excited. Yes. I'm excited.
It has been approved for a sequel. My favorite thing about this article that I read. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. So The Family Plan was on Apple TV. It stars Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan. Yeah.
Wahlberg said, making The Family Plan and seeing it become an instant success with global audience in the way that it did has been incredibly rewarding. I was like, was The Family Plan an instant success?
I thought it was great.
It was really fun. I'm not mad about it, but I was just like, my guy, an instant success.
I know. By the way.
The kid, who can say where the road goes?
when she whips the guy with a pole vault. What the heck was that? Was so terrible. That was terrible.
Hysterical. Javelin.
Did you see, this isn't my news, but there was a clip from Silo season 2.
No.
Yeah. It was pretty sad. The part of it was. But anyway, it was like an insurrection in another silo. And they storm the people who won't let them out. And they're like, well, what if they're telling the truth? And he goes, we're dead already. And they all storm and run outside. And then you see her in her suit, and she sees all the dead bodies from where they had been dead a long time ago. Yeah. Anyway.
I snuck ahead and read the plots of all the books.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Listen, I'm going to start making references to The Hobbit and to V for Vendetta for the rest of this podcast.
Good,
okay?
Please do.
Yeah.
Josh Gad is working on a script for a sequel
Ding dong!
to Spaceballs.
What the heck? Have you stolen all of my news? Yes. I did not know this was even happening.
Me either. Spaceballs is so good.
Mel Brooks has his blessing, and he's helping produce it. Of course, Mel Brooks is probably 95.
Yeah, I was going to say, how old is he at this point?
He's got to be pretty old, but he's pretty spicy.
Josh Gad writing Spaceballs 2.
which is funny because the whole entire thing about Spaceballs was like there's a whole part in there where they're like the merchandising, Spaceballs the sequel, Spaceballs the towel, Spaceball. So this is going to be Spaceballs the sequel. I can't wait. I so hope that I hope Bill Pullman's back in it. Just for like, because I think he's about the only one. Well, and
what is it? The
Lone Star.
No, what are their rings? What's the power called?
The Schwartz.
The Schwartz. I almost said
Rick
Schmaltz,
Moranis,
but I knew that was
he hasn't
wrong.
been in a movie in forever. I can see your Schwartz is anyway. Stop it. Stop it. We've got to be family friendly. On our 100th episode, we're going to get bleeped on our 100th episode. All right, I'm trying to see if I've got
that. I remember watching that movie with you.
any news that you
really
don't
funny.
have. Did you see the preview, the trailer for the new Hulu show or movie coming out called The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland?
No. What? Okay.
The Night Before Christmas.
Before Christmas in Wonderland.
Yes, Gerrard Butler voices Santa Claus. It's a musical animated feature, and the Queen of Hearts keeps saying "off with your head" because she doesn't want Santa Claus there.
Gerrard Butler is Santa Claus?
Yeah. You know, White House Down.
Yes.
300. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be on November 15th on Hulu. Yeah, that's something. Okay, I've got like 2 more pieces. What else you got?
Okay, I have a piece that you probably have.
Go.
The teaser trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim.
Rohirrim.
That's what I said. It's not at all what I said. Film?
It's an anime film. This is the tale of Helm Hammerhand.
Absolutely not.
Yes, because don't you remember
Helm
Theoden
Hammerhand?
I'm pretty sure that's his name. Hammerhead. Helm Hammerhead. Hey, don't you remember Theoden talks about him? They go to Helm's Deep.
Oh.
So this
hasn't been
breached, whatever.
breached in a million years.
This takes place 183 years before the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship, and the Two Towers, yada yada. This tells the story, the fate of House Helm Hammerhead, who was the big king of Rohan. For those of you who don't know, we got another 100th great wish from Kathy Turner. Ma.
Thank you, sweet mama. Love you, mama.
Saying love you, yes.
I don't know how I feel about...
I said today, we went for a walk, and I said, Trevin texted me, and he said, remember, and I said, what I have is a mask, and behind this mask is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
And I said, that's from a movie. She goes, I know, that V for Vendetta movie. And I was like,
he's my husband. It's my favorite movie.
Mom said
that.
Yeah.
Mom! Pop off, Mom!
Okay, White House Down was the one with Jamie Foxx. It is Olympus Has Fallen.
It's Olympus Has Fallen.
It's Somebody Has Fallen. That's the one with Gerrard Butler.
But they both came out, because Jamie Foxx. At the same time. It's Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx. And
but the girl who waves the flag
Zoe.
Is the one who was in the movie we just watched.
Uglies. Yeah.
Yes, okay, we got it. We get it. Just follow the bouncing ball, people. Okay, so... Yeah, that looks good. It comes out December 13th.
December 13th.
So maybe that'll be it'll be. But we can talk about it on our 111th episode.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, we could talk about it then. It's going to be in theaters.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's going to be in IMAX.
Whew, okay.
Why is that going to IMAX?
I don't know. Well, hey, so Secret Lair is a company that makes Magic the Gathering cards. They are licensed through Magic the Gathering, and they make like cards that are like specialty cards. And they usually put out a limited amount, and then you can buy them. So they put out Marvel cards. They were like $49 a set, but there were 5 different sets Like there were 5 cards of Wolverine, 5 cards of Black Panther, 5 cards of Storm. So I set up on their email thing to let me know when they came. So I got an email. I hopped on, all gone.
Oh, Dad, that's a bummer. I'm
You
sorry.
know that the daggone bots got them all. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, 100%.
I don't think I would have bought it anyway, but they are literally you can play them in-game playable. So I'm sure they're now on eBay for like $1 bazillion.
$1 trillion.
I don't really care. That's all the news I got.
I just saw this and just was like, are you kidding me?
What?
I just saw this and went, are you kidding me?
What? What did you see? What did you
Quentin Tarantino is refusing to watch Dune, the new Dune.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know why.
I read about it. It was just silly. It was, I don't need to see that story again. I don't need to see spice worms.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Oh, a little stinker. Oh, we got another congratulations from Brenda. Brenda, Ron's wife. Thank you, Brenda.
Yes.
All right.
I just thought that was silly Willy.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, love it.
Hannah.
Yes.
What are you binging? What are you watching, reading, or listening to?
Okay, Dad.
What? Oh, I have a movie review during this.
Do you?
Yeah, Slam, go ahead.
Okay. My dear sweet roommate.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Has never seen what films do you think?
The Lord of the Rings.
Yes, but not relevant to this conversation. We will watch those with her another time.
Star Wars.
I also don't know about that. I was hinting at Twilight.
You told me this. Oh, gosh.
And so,
You started the Twilight rewatch?
So, sir, we have started the Twilight rewatch. It is hysterical watching an adult woman watch these shows, these awful movies, for the first time.
Yes, I bet you that's a weird perspective to have.
In adulthood.
She's like going, this is
hysterical. She literally came up to me and was like, is he going to say this is the skin of a killer Bella in this one? I said, yes, he is.
So she knows, like,
good.
Nice. That's so funny. That's so funny.
He's like, his skin is like sparkly.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's
terrible.
like why they can't go out into the sun. Okay. And so he's like, this is the skin of a killer Bella.
Oh my gosh. All right. So you're watching.
So we watching the on Twilights. Halloween.
What are you watching those on? Do you
Twilight.
have those?
I have them
on DVD. Okay.
Yeah, we have Twilight on DVD.
I'm sure they're on some streaming service somewhere.
They kind of bebop around. They were on Prime for the longest time. But yeah, so I watched Twilight with my roommate who had never seen Twilight before. Okay. I watched one of my top 5 favorite movies, also on the Halloween theme, Zombieland.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Love that movie so very much. Mm-hmm. Bill Murray in that is just like,
they killed
why?
Bill Murray. That's so funny.
Why?
That's fun.
Why is he in there? That was so silly. That was so silly. So Twilight, Zombieland,
Zombieland is R. Twilight, they're all PG-13.
Yeah, they're all PG-13. Mm-hmm. Zombieland is for grown-ups. Please do not let your children watch that. It is very, very funny. Ooh, Mr. Ed asked if my roommate has seen V for Vendetta. And honestly...
Hold on.
Probably not.
You ready?
Yeah, completely pause.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ed.
Mr. Ed.
Happy birthday to you. On the 100th episode, man.
I didn't know it was Mr. Ed's birthday.
I think it is. If it's not, that'd be really
That'd be
stupid,
silly.
I think it is his birthday.
You. I followed you. And if it's not his birthday, then we were wrong.
Oh, it is. It is. Good.
Okay, right. So it is. We're recording this on what day, dear Papa?
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason
and plot.
I can think of no reason
the 5th of November.
The gunpowder treason should ever be
forgot.
Yes.
It is V for
Will
Vendetta
you dance
Day.
with me? What, on the eve of your revolution?
A revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I need you to know that has been my Instagram bio literally for 13 years.
Oh, man.
My Instagram bio is a revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having.
I figured this is Election Tuesday. I figure I may watch V for Vendetta while the election results come in, just so I know just to let it trickle in.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be funny.
But
let me take, are you done with your visual media?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Then I'll do my
we
visual
watched
media.
White Christmas, which I know is very, 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 very early. We are not a family that puts up Christmas tree until after Thanksgiving.
I'm watching it tomorrow.
Dad is watching it tomorrow. You put up the Christmas tree tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's a family tradition that we put on White Christmas when we're putting up the Christmas tree. And my dear sweet husband, who loves me so very much, suggested we put the Christmas tree up very, very early because I'm only home on the weekends.
Only home on the weekends. That's awesome. I'm for it.
So we watched White Christmas. We had Chinese food. I had a glass of wine. He had a beer and a stein, and we put up the Christmas tree, and it was wonderful.
Sounds like fun. Awesome.
It was wonderful.
Well, speaking of Christmas,
yes,
I went and saw the Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever.
Okay, was that good?
It was more than good.
Oh, was it so cutie and like funny?
I cried. I mean, it is fun. And it's PG, so you could take your kids because the herdsmen or whatever they're called are so ornery, and the kids would love them. But I loved it. I could not believe that I didn't know the story.
Okay, I need you to know that I'm literally shocked by that because the amount of times that I read The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever as a child growing up.
Never.
So was mom reading it to us?
Must have, because your mom was like, have you never seen that? You've never heard of this?
I was like, I'm pretty sure we did this play at church. Like,
I don't even remember it.
Like, Trevin had never heard of it. I was like, The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever, we'll have to watch it. And Trevin was like, what's that? I'm like, the red book where the girl is standing as an angel, like, whoa. And he's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Gladys.
And
it was great. The kid actors were great.
The dad. The dad is a comedian.
The dad is Pete Holmes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He doesn't have as much. He's not a bigger part in it than the mom, but you recognize the mom because the mom is the mom in Ant-Man.
I was going to say, I know we went and saw it in community theater. Ed was the dad in it at the art center. We saw it at the art center.
I don't remember it at all.
I knew that we did. Okay.
I don't remember it at all.
Thank you, Ed. I swear that we did that.
Okay. So we went into it because it was a sneak preview because it doesn't come out till this weekend.
Really? That's fine.
So they did a sneak peek where they gave because the same dude that does The Chosen directed this.
Well, we'll have to go see it then. So
we got a sneak peek at the next season, which is the one your mom went out to film for The Chosen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they had during the sneak peek there was an interview with Pete Holmes, and I don't remember the lady's name who plays the mom.
I'll Google it.
It was really good. And then they showed the Blake Shelton music video because he does "Go Tell It on the Mountain." He sings that at the end, and they had a little thing about the making of the music, the "Go Tell It on the Mountain."
Judy Greer.
Yeah, Judy Greer. How could I forget that? And so I'm here to tell you right now, go see the best Christmas pageant ever. Take your kids.
Christmas pageant ever.
Take your family. So much fun. It has
100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Well, how many people? 4 people? I mean,
I don't know.
I'd give it 100%. I was shocked at how good it was because I thought, how's this going to be? And I'm a crier. I'm a weeper. I weep.
I'm a major weeper.
Major weeper. All you holiday fans out there.
It has so the people that are going to watch it, over 250 people have reviewed it, and it has 100%.
Yeah, it's great.
Audience review is at 100%.
So I suggest go. Take the family, go see it for Christmas. And I cried. I mean, I literally cried multiple times. Even when people who've read the book and the 3 brothers are the wise men and they bring a ham.
They bring a ham and then they sit.
But the thing about it is that it's like that's the only thing they had.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing they had. And they brought that as their gift. And I just sat there and I'm like, it's like the Little Drummer Boy. That's why the Little Drummer Boy is my favorite Christmas song.
It was your dad's favorite Christmas song, too.
So anyway.
That's really tender.
Judy Greer was a villain in 13 going on 30. Anywho, that's my movie review. 2 thumbs up, 2 hams up.
2 hams.
I give it a 5 ham review. I suggest you go see it. Yeah.
That's really
what else
sweet,
you got,
Dad.
Hannah?
I'm trying to think. Trevin has still been playing the Plucky Squire on Switch.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying watching that. It's very fun. I have been listening to. Okay, so the Plucky Squire. He bought, because it was mega on sale, Hogwarts Legacy, the video game.
Okay. By the way, the movie The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever is in theaters.
Okay.
So you have to go see that. Yeah, it's PG. Anyway. Mm-hmm.
So okay, what was I going to say? Okay. Trevin got Hogwarts Legacy, but his computer is so old that it won't run.
Oh, gosh. Anywho, so now
he's like,
hey, now I bought this $2 video game. I need to buy a $10,000 computer.
And I mean, Christmas is coming up, and I got a computer for Christmas last year. So,
oh my gosh.
Anyways, but the thing that I wanted to tell everyone, so everyone knows, if you've been listening, that I'm not a video game girly. I am a observer girly. But the thing that we didn't know about Hogwarts Legacy is it has a storytelling mode.
Oh.
Where you just like move your character around, engage with the world, and like walk through the story of the game.
All right.
And I think that that's really cool.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to tell everyone that I haven't played the game. Trevin couldn't play it, and I couldn't observe him playing it because his computer kept crashing.
All right. But there's a possibility.
There's a possibility of a story following mode, which is very cutesy in my opinion.
Okay. Awesome.
Also, I have been listening to the series on graphic audio called Leveling. It's the Leveling Up series, and it's Magical Midlife.
All right. It's Midlife.
It's called Magical Midlife and then a word. So the first was like Magical Midlife Madness. And the second, it's this woman who in her 40s takes possession of a house that turns up is magic. And in taking possession of the house, she becomes magic and has all of these like bonkers people like following her around, engaging in shenanigans.
That's fun.
And it is hysterical.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
It's hysterical.
Okay.
And when you like
hysterical.
It's so funny. When you take possession of the house, it's supposed to like make everyone like be young again. And she's like, no.
Yeah, I don't want to be young again.
I don't want to be young again.
Me either.
Let me be 40. And
40 was good. I could go back to 40.
Dad says, I liked 40.
40 was good.
She has this like
with the
vampire.
Kids moved out. Can we have that? 40 with the kids moved out.
She has this vampire who's like 800 years old, who instead of like, but because she decided to keep her age, all of the people that are on her court had to keep their age. And so she has all of these like
that's funny.
super old creatures that are like trying to protect her, and they're like really weird. And I'm laughing out loud.
That's fun.
Reading and listening to these books. Trevin is like, are you good? And I was like, this is hysterical. So I am loving it. Okay. What were you going to say about graphic audio?
I am listening to Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I finished The Fellowship by Rob Inglis. And so much I'd forgotten. And that just adds depth to the story. And if you would listen to that, one of my things is when Gimli and Legolas and Aragorn meet the riders of the Rohirrim.
Rohirrim.
The one guy who says, "What's your name?" and he says, "Give me your name, Horsemaster, and I'll give you your," and he says that.
What's your name?
When he's Gimli, and he says, "If your head was lower, I'd cut it off." And then, Legolas pulls the bow back.
And it's like.
So anyway, those two, I'd forgotten all about this. They get into like an argument, and it stays throughout the next 2 books of Galadriel. Because
he loves Galadriel.
Gimli says she's the most beautiful thing ever.
Yes.
And then he's like, they're all afraid of the woman of, in the book, they're all afraid of the woman of the woods.
And he's like, no, she's awesome.
So then Éomer sees Arwen,
and he thinks she's
and
the most
she thinks
beautiful.
she's the most beautiful. Which,
I'm
did
dead.
you know this is Galadriel's granddaughter?
Yeah, they're related. I did know that.
Fart knocker. I didn't know that. Anywho.
Yeah, because
I
one's the
didn't
morning
realize.
star and one's the evening star.
And that's where their friendship then solidifies. Will you choose the morning and I'll choose the evening? Mm-hmm. And they say that's.
I did know
anyway.
that they were related. I didn't know it was her granddaughter, but I did know that they were related.
Elrond's wife was Galadriel's
Sister.
daughter.
Wrong. I can figure out what a
Galadriel's daughter. And
I know what
she
a
was
granddaughter
tortured
is,
and killed
everyone.
by orcs. But anywho.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah, nice. There we go. Tortured and killed by orcs. And I'm also reading Marvel Knights. It's Marvel Knights. Yeah. Number 4, Fantastic Four. So it was like Marvel did back in the 90s. They did like a edgier Marvel Knights version
I'm a Marvel Knight.
of some of their characters, and one of them was Fantastic Four. And I started reading it, the first issue, and I thought, yeah, this is why I don't read this. It's not the greatest.
Marvel Knights.
You're bankrupt. You got to get out of the Baxter Building. I'm like, really? I don't think I did. Anywho,
Love you, Mr. Ed.
see you, Ed.
That's
All right, Ed's leaving.
Aw.
Happy birthday.
Mr. Ed's cool.
Do you got any more binging?
I'm sure I could come up with something, but no.
There you go. Me either. Watching sports.
I'm trying to think.
Some,
I'm not
some
doing
sports.
anything. Oh, I went to a Straight No Chaser concert.
Is that who you saw?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It was so much fun. It's like, I enjoy live music. I'm very much like my dear sweet mama in that way. Give me a live music and I'm a happy girly. And so I wasn't anticipating having a bad time, but I was not anticipating having as much fun as I had. I had a
Same
blast.
thing about me in the Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever.
I had a blast.
Good.
It was hysterical. They were
You are using
so
that word
funny.
hysterical a whole
It's
lot.
because it was. I literally was laughing so very loudly. There were these 3 young boys who were like 9, 7, and like 6 that were sitting next to their dad, and they just kept looking at me like, is this lady okay?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Because I was just like dancing and singing.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun.
Too bad they didn't have the teeny boppers down front dancing like they did at the Eras Tour video
Classic
movie. Yeah,
I would have danced with them, but it was so funny. They did a medley of like famous theme music, but it was like dun 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 dun.
Okay, yeah.
But it was like, I am being chased by a rock.
Oh,
Like,
that's fun. Yes.
That is
They're the ones
really
that do the
funny.
Christmas song that we really like.
The Christmas can, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or the 12 Days of Christmas.
That's the first time I'd ever heard them when you put that on the Christmas CD.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But it was a really good time.
Awesome.
Pull list.
Yeah. So a pull list is just a list of comics that you ask your wholesaler to put back, your local comic book shop to put back for you. And that's what they are.
Woo!
So I'm going to pick a Marvel, a DC, an Independent, a new number one, and my book of the week. So I've got 2 weeks to pull from, and
Yes.
I'm slimming down my pulls. So I'm not collecting as much. I'm not collecting as much as I used to. So,
Okay.
yeah, but my DC book is it's a one shot, which means it's just one book. There won't be another one that goes with it. It's called Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing, which
Heck yeah.
had me from the beginning. It's called Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing Feral Trees, Feral trees. So something's happening in trees in this jungle or in this forest are killing.
Are they eating people?
They are eating people. And you come to find out why in this story. So DC is now doing their whole thing called DC All In. It's like their new push. And it's funny because Swamp Thing accuses Poison Ivy of not being all in.
Oh, silly.
Because she still has one foot in the human world. And she's like, how many times have I tried to kill all the humans? And she goes, and how many times have you stopped?
Stopped. Aw. Well, because she's in love.
You're not all in on the green. So it's them two together trying to find out why this is happening. And
Swamp Thing is just so pretty.
I love the Swamp Thing character. But anyway, so it's a very long book. It's a thick big boy. It was $6. I
was going to say it sounds expensive.
And there's a lot of reading and a lot of sadness in it as well. But yeah, there you go.
Right on.
My Marvel book is Amazing Spider-Man issue 60. And this was a big boy too. It is the finale of this creative team that's been on this book forever.
You love this creative team.
I am, but I'm ready for them to change.
You ready for something fresh?
So this
new
ties up all the knots.
We love
and starts something new, which is going to be I think it's called the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. So,
he's not a cat though.
The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man is what the next storyline is going to be, and it has to do with Doctor Doom, who's now the Sorcerer Supreme. In order for something to happen that he needs, Spider-Man's going to have to do it, and he'll have to die at least 8 times for it to happen. So I'm sure Spider-Man's going to get a new outfit.
Silly.
Maybe he'll have the little cloak or whatever. Okay, so my independent comic is, it has a bad word in it.
Okay, what bad word is it?
It's the D word.
Okay, don't say it. I'm with you.
The Sacred Bleep.
Yes, okay. With an ED?
With an ED. This is just issue 1, but it's just a one-shot period. It's by Image. This is by something I don't know if I mentioned this before, called the Horizon Experiment.
Yes, you have. Right. The Manchurian.
Yeah, the Chinese James Bond type person, where it takes someone from a different ethnicity and puts them in a spot where you would like, oh, really? They're here? This is a Muslim occultist.
Sick.
That has to drive out a genie who has taken over this guy's body, or a djinn, DJINN.
Oh no, those are worse. Those are worse than genies.
That's what it is. So
absolutely not.
So this is definitely for adults. It has a pretty rough ending, but this is a comic book I would read.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. So my new number one is Absolute Wonder Woman #1. The cover of this book has Wonder Woman on like a Pegasus, like a corpse, like a Pegasus corpse skeleton or something.
No.
She's flying it. So here's what happens. So Wonder Woman is taken from the Amazonians, and the Amazonians have been wiped out, and she's as a baby and given to Cersei, who's like Wonder Woman, one of her major villains, and raised in HE double hockey sticks.
I'm just a baby.
And the lady is never allowed to mention the word Amazon. And then you get to, you see Wonder Woman being raised in this. It's so cute. It's so fun. But then she comes out and helps protect the world on her like crazy skeleton Pegasus or whatever.
She's got like tattoos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And looks like a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah.
Her sword is crazy.
I know. So it's going to be fun to follow this around. It's written by Kelly Thompson. She's a great writer.
Here's the thing. Wonder Woman comic books slap.
Well, the one does right now. Not all of them. But
a lot of Wonder Woman comic books have slapped.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Your mom says I'm harder on female characters and female writers and female singers, so it's possible.
Okay. Okay.
It's possible.
Fair.
So my book of the week.
You really liked Rainbow Royale, her books.
I did. That was great. The She-Hulk was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And her little thing she did in the back of Action Comics with Lois Lane and Superman was really good. Yeah. So my book of the week is Red Coat issue 7.
You have told me about this before.
Yeah, this is about a guy who accidentally becomes immortal as long as he's in the United States, and he was literally was in the Revolutionary War. It was a red coat, and
By what?
Huh?
By what's it by?
Image.
Okay.
So his story, I thought his story was over, that it just ended. And that's where he was running around with a young Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was like a kid.
That's hysterical.
This issue is him going back, and it's like 1930 or 1940 something. I can't remember what year it is. But he goes and visits Albert Einstein, who's dying in the hospital.
Oh.
And it's just a sad book because you get to see where he goes and visits graves throughout the years.
I'd be so tired.
Because he just lives forever and doesn't die.
That makes me think of the movie The Old Guard with Charlize Theron that we watched.
Yeah. Oh, and that movie with the woman who got old and then she never got old. I don't remember what the name of that was.
Old Guard by Charlize.
No, I know that one. No, this was an older movie. This was like a love story.
Tuck Everlasting?
I don't know.
Except it was the boy that never got old.
No, this was a woman. This was a girl. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Anywho. So yeah. So red coat. There you go.
Cute. Love it.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about, Hannah?
Well, we were going to chat
about...
We were going to reminisce some and then chat some about our fave fandoms.
Okay. Well, what do you want to reminisce about?
I don't know. I was just thinking about when we first started doing this, about like...
I had notes galore.
You had so much notes. I had so much notes. We had no idea what we were doing.
I now have one page, and that's my news.
That's
Is
hysterical.
it.
And I don't know. I'm so glad that we do this. I think that it's super fun.
I do too.
And we honestly have a fair amount of downloads.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Which is fun. I mean, that's not why we do it, but I think that that's a cool part of it.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a cool part of it.
So the first episode we talked about Robin Hood, Oodalali, which, by the way, I saw where there is a Funko Pop of Alan Adale now.
Aww. That's cutie. That is cutie.
It keeps popping up on my daggone Facebook, so thinking, this guy needs to buy this. That's so funny.
This man, he needs to know. Well, you've been buying Funkos.
Well, not anymore. I got to cut back. I got to stop that. I got to start selling everything. So, and did we watch that movie and we talked about the comic book, which we already talked about all that. Mm-hmm. So we do this because we talk about everything geeks, nerd, and fandom. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite fandom?
Okay. So I was talking to Trevin about this and he posed an interesting caveat. Okay. Is it the fandom that you most enjoy being a part of? Or the fandom that you like, the fandom that you most that is most passionate or like most fun to be a part of? Or is it the fandom that creations you enjoy the most?
Well, why don't you tell me where that falls?
I was thinking, okay, what is my most favorite fandom? And I told Trevin and he laughed.
It's hard.
I think that my most favorite fandom would probably be like the OG Lord of the Rings.
OG meaning?
Like the Lord of the Rings movies and the books.
Yeah.
Like the first ones.
You know, that is very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think part of it, I have a couple I think part of it is just because it was such a sweet like thing in my life. Mm-hmm. Like you read me The Hobbit. I remember being in the Moss Court house and you reading, no, it wasn't the Moss Court.
1414 Moss Court.
And you reading.
It could have been, yeah.
I think it was. It
might have been here.
It might have been here.
We moved here in 2000.
Was it? Yeah, it must not have been the Moss Court house. I think I'm thinking Silver Chair in the Moss Court house. I remember you reading The Hobbit to me.
We did read those too.
And just remembering that. And then being able to
There's
watch
a picture of me holding you as a newborn baby, and I'm reading The Hobbit.
Really?
I don't know where it is.
I just, it's just so pivotal to like growing up. At least it has been, for me, is just like reading the books, watching the movies.
It'll make our 111th episode really cool.
It will. Yeah. And just like even like we'll text each other if we're like rewatching them, but we'll text each
I do
other
it all
like
the time.
a really random weird quote that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Dad's watching Lord of the Rings again. And John's like, how did you know that?
Where was Gondor when the Westfold fell?
Where was Gondor when the Westfold fell?
I almost texted you, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
You should have.
But they don't say that in the book. They talk about they're going to Isengard, but they don't literally say they're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that would be maybe one of my favorite fandoms. And
did you know this?
Yes.
This is totally an aside.
Tell me.
Gimli asks for a hair and she gives him 3.
He gives him 3, and then he braids it into a family heirloom that he passes down.
That way back in the elder days, there was a guy who was trying, because her hairs continued to capture the light of the Silmarils, and he asked for 3 tresses of her hair. Please, begged her and begged her and begged her and begged her and begged her.
And she said no.
No, I'm not giving you none of my hair. I wouldn't even give you 1 strand, she says.
And then she gave him 3.
She gave me 3.
Aww.
Anywho, I love
I think that's so tender. There's just so much in it that's so tender. I also love, I love a Christian allegory.
Sam
Samwise Gamgee. I remember being so mad as a little girl watching it and being like, Frodo treats his best friend like awfully.
He really wasn't his best friend. He was a servant in the book.
I was like, he is mean to his best friend.
Master. Sam calls him Master. And you know what's so funny? Listening to the books all the time, they keep calling him Frodo, son of Drogu. I want to start calling Nathan, son of Ronald, just from now on. Or Hannah, son of Ronald. Hannah, daughter of Kathy. That's the way we should call each other from now on.
Perfect.
Okay, I don't mean to keep stepping on.
No, you're so fine. I don't feel stepped on. And so I was talking to Trev and I was like, I think I'm going to say Lord of the Rings is my favorite fandom. And we chatted about that for a minute and then we got quiet. And I was like, I also think Disney Princesses is probably one of my favorite fandoms too. And he just started laughing. And I was like, I'm completely serious. And he's like, yes, I know that you are, which is why it's funny.
They showed a preview for the live action Snow White while I was there. The dwarfs are terrible.
Thumb down. So I think that those are my favorites. I think that Disney princesses, just because I love them and they make my, like the OG Disney princesses, like Belle and Aurora and, man, I was obsessed with Rapunzel in high school. That movie came out in high school, but I literally had a parasol.
Don't matter what you look like. Don't matter what you wear.
We love. So just the genre of Disney princess movies, I could just eat up with a spoon.
Okay.
So I think either Disney princesses or Lord of the Rings.
I think the Lord of the Rings is pretty darn high for me too, because if there's anything, if I ever sit down and just want to watch something,
LOTR, baby.
It's Lord of the Rings. Go straight to it. I listen to the book, The Hobbit, every year, multiple times. Mm-hmm. So I would say Lord of the Rings, but of course, comics is my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think, like, what would be my favorite? Like, if I did a top 5 comics, you know how like I do a Marvel, a Disney, a Marvel, independent,
book,
DC,
yeah.
You know, I would say that my favorite comic book run of all time is Planetary.
Yes, I know that about you. Your favorite, but your favorite like group is the Fantastic
Four. And I think the reason that I like the Planetary so much, it's a complete story. It's like 27 issues. Mm-hmm. And because it hits on every aspect of geek culture, like from comic book culture as well. I mean, it hits on Universal monsters. No, like the Godzilla, it hits on that. It hits on like Wonder Woman, Superman. The thing about it is the villains are called the Four.
Oh, and the Fantastic Four.
The
A bit too
villains
close.
are off of the Fantastic Four, which is probably why I like that. And sad thing is that artist just passed away last month.
Oh,
John Cassidy. He was really young, like my age.
man.
So
That's sad.
But yeah, so Planetary would be my favorite complete story. The Fantastic Four, of course, is my jam. And just because they're family, you know. And they get stupid, and they get serious, and then they go back around.
They can be
but-
goofy.
I would probably say I rewatch Lord of the Ring movies more than
Anything else.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Matrix. Love the Matrix. But
Did you watch the new one?
the Four Resurrection or whatever?
Yeah.
Apparently I did. I don't remember watching it because I started rewatching it and I was like, this isn't any good.
Apparently I did. I'm dead at
So,
you.
Apparently
That's
I did
funny,
watch it.
Dad.
'Cause it said, do you want to rewatch this? And I was like, I watched it?
I watched this. Did I watch this?
I don't remember watching it, but I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
So-
to think. Throughout my life, my fandoms have come and gone. Like,
Yeah,
in
I was always a
importance.
huge Wolverine fan.
Back off,
love-
bub.
Loved the X-Men. Now I'm not so much because the comics just lose me.
I was really big into Doctor Who for a long
Yeah.
period of time in high school.
We
High school to college.
binged it all and then watched the new ones.
Big into Doctor Who for a while.
We do love Doctor Who. Oops, sorry, I'm kicking the thing
Yo,
around.
you're fine.
But I haven't watched Doctor Who since Capaldi left. So I got a lot of catching up to do.
Ooh, I was. What was I?
I love the original Star Wars movies. I saw
Yes.
them all in the theater. Every Star Wars film in the theater. Except for the animated. I didn't see any animated ones. But all the other ones I've
Clone
seen.
Wars. You didn't watch any of that.
No, I didn't see those in the theater. But all the other ones, I've seen them in the theater. So, yeah,
trying to
that
think.
has a special. And Hannah, by the way, got me the OGs before they were Lucasified on VHS.
Yeah, which you still haven't watched.
Yes, I have.
You've watched them? Do they all work?
They work.
I need you
I
to
have
know.
one in the VHS machine right now.
I'm dead.
Probably not good.
Yeah, you probably should take that out. Dad dislikes how the OG
It's just
OG Star Wars have been Lucasified
Yeah, him
by the
stepping
CGI.
on Jabba's tail in the first movie. That was dumb.
Yeah. Dad gets salty pants about it. And so I was at a yard sale. This lady was selling a VHS box set of the first three, and I looked
Episode
to
4, 5, and
see
6?
I looked
No,
to see
4.
when they were 4, 5, and 6. And I looked to see when they were published, and it was like 4 years before.
Yes.
And I was like, I think I got them.
You
and
did.
I did, and I gave them to Dad. I brought them, and I was like, look what I've done. You are welcome.
Yeah. So I love Star Wars too.
Yes.
And Star Trek. It's hard. I love Star
You
Trek
are
too.
a Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, but I like Star Trek, period.
Yes.
The cool thing about Star Trek is growing up, it was on every day.
Yeah.
At least every day, the reruns. And we would watch Star Trek. And it was so funny because you got to have an emotional relationship with the characters, which now when they just bring a movie out, you really don't. But after I'm sorry, go ahead, Hannah.
No, you're fine. I was going to agree with you.
Yeah. So when the movies came to the theater and when the second movie, The Wrath of Khan, best Star Trek movie of all time. Hell's Heart, Hell's Hath, I strike at thee. Ricardo Montalban. It's funny.
I was really big into Star Trek Next Gen.
William Shatner's going to be at LexCon.
Oh, sick. Oh, and you're not going. I'm dead.
Danny Trejo's going to be at LexCon.
Dad, should
Do you know
you
who
go
that
to
is?
LexCon?
Do you know who Danny Trejo is?
I feel like I do. Do I
Yeah,
not?
he was in all the Spy Kids movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Machete.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Dad.
No, I'm not going. I don't think
Okay.
it's the right thing for me to go.
Okay, love. Don't go.
So as of right now, I have a booth at the place in Nashville where I think only 6 vendors have signed up for. We'll see if that gets shut down.
It's not going to. It's going to happen.
Okay.
I don't know. I am. Here's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for media that grows with me. And I'm thankful for media that I can go back to with nostalgia.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for new media that I can look forward to in anticipation.
There you go. I like that. I'm going to say that I like old comic book stories. And I get very happy when a new one comes around. Like Nightwing just finished.
You
The
loved
creative
Nightwing.
team from Nightwing was fantastic.
And they have some newer comic books that have that vibe of the older stories that is so meaningful.
Yeah, we've read
to you.
some. We read some good ones here recently.
Yeah.
I keep thinking Carmen. I really enjoyed Carmen. It was newer. Of course, we've talked about all the other ones on the show.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow,
Wonder Woman.
Woman, Dead Earth, Murder Falcon had us literally weeping.
God Country, 8 Billion Genies.
I haven't read 8 Billion Genies. I want
Do
to.
you have it? Did I give it to you?
You didn't give it to me.
We should read it on Hoopla and then we'll talk
Okay.
about it.
I'll have to
talk about that
see
next
how many downloads it takes.
It's all one. You can
It's
get,
all
I
one?
think you can get it all one. If
We'll
not,
talk about it after. We'll talk about it after.
We'll talk about it. Anywho, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Happy 100.
Happy 100. I love doing this with you, Dad.
I know. And 101, do we need to do 1984 next week? Because the Room 101 was the horrible room.
Trevin is reading 1984 for the first time right now.
We should watch the movie and talk about it. Yeah, that's terrible.
Pass
I read
for
1984 in 1984.
That says, I win.
I do. Bam.
I win.
Did he tell you I sent him a text message with a picture?
No, what'd you send him?
We'll tell about it later.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, Hannah, wrap it up.
Sweet friends, hey, it is so meaningful to us that you spend your precious time with us. Thank you for hanging out on our little corner of the internet for our 100th episode. Hey, our music is created by Brockwell Nason. Check him out. He has a new album that's releasing in a couple of days. I'm well.
Album? What the flip?
He's a new album called Brockwell that's releasing very soon. Our art was made by Nate. Thanks for doing that for us, bud, my dear sweet brother. And I edit and upload our podcast, and Dad takes care of our YouTube page.
And now I'm behind. Guys, thank you for following along with us for the last 100 episodes.
Yay!
It's been a roller coaster of not necessarily of what we think, believe, and do, but the quality of the recordings of the show
have
some of them
increased
really bad.
Very
horrible,
bad.
actually. But
I'm sorry.
We're starting to get the hang of it.
We are.
So, yeah. So we hope you join us for the next 100 episodes and at least come back for the 111th because it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be metal.
That's right. Until then, we will
catch you on the flippity flop. Bye,
Bye, guys.
friends.